In the pursuit of emotional healing and self-mastery, many of us reach for tools that promise deep transformation, yet few offer a roadmap that touches the subconscious, the soul, and the body all at once. Enter the P.A.N.A.C.E.A system, a revolutionary 7-step process blending holistic psychotherapy, cognitive behavioral tools, and transformational prompts designed to help you move from surviving to thriving. Whether you're a healing professional or a seeker on a personal journey, this system invites you to alchemize your pain into purpose. Maya, a 38-year-old wellness coach, had always struggled with feelings of unworthiness and a persistent fear of abandonment in her relationships. Despite her professional success, she found herself stuck in a repeating cycle, attracting emotionally unavailable partners, overgiving, and then burning out in resentment. It wasn't until a painful breakup left her emotionally shattered that she began using the P.A.N.A.C.E.A system as a last resort for healing. Presenting problem. Through the Presenting Problem module, Maya wrote her deepest truth. I am terrified of being abandoned. I overcompensate by trying to be perfect so no one leaves me. She traced this back to a childhood wound. Her father had left when she was 6. Using tools from internal family systems, she discovered an internal protector, part of her personality, an inner child constantly striving for approval. With core issue therapy, she uncovered a transgenerational pattern. Her mother had also been abandoned as a child and modeled people-pleasing behaviors. This wasn't just Maya's pain, it was inherited. Adaptive response. Maya realized her overgiving wasn't weakness, it was an adaptive response rooted in survival. She asked herself, what if nothing changed? The vision of continuing the same relationship patterns terrified her into choosing differently. She affirmed, I accept that this is a program, not a flaw. I can rewire this. With this awareness, she gave herself permission to ask for support and began therapy and energy healing. Neutralize emotional scars. Maya began seeing her past as a teacher, not a curse. She journaled. This happened for me. It cracked me open to discover who I really am. She practiced daily affirmations and visualization exercises to rewire the belief. I am only loved if I prove my worth. I am loved simply because I exist. Her emotional scars began to lose their grip as she moved into conscious receiving and opened herself to new, secure relationships. Accountability yields empowerment. Instead of blaming her past or waiting for others to change, Maya took full accountability. She asked, how can I embody the energy of someone who feels safe and supported? What patterns am I willing to break, starting now? She set clear boundaries, ended toxic friendships, and created a new relationship vision board to align with her desired future. Compassion and empathy heal relationships. Using the LOVE model, Maya practiced deep listening and validation with herself. She'd place her hand on her heart and whisper, I hear you. You're safe now. She also reconnected with her estranged father, not to fix the relationship, but to speak her truth and release resentment. This was a monumental act of compassion that helped her fully reclaim her voice. Evaluate growth and gain gratitude. Looking back, Maya saw her heartbreak not as a failure, but as a redirection. She wrote, I've shed outdated beliefs and stepped into who I was always meant to be. I'm grateful for every trigger. It was an invitation to come home to myself. She released the story that she had to earn love and began attracting emotionally available, aligned people into her life. Alchemical transformation. Today, Maya has launched her own online course called Rooted and Radiant, helping other women release codependency and awaken self-worth. Her 3 new opportunities: speaking at a women's empowerment retreat, publishing a memoir on ancestral healing, creating a coaching certification based on the P.A.N.A.C.E.A system. Sparkle's final reflection, from pain to purpose. Maya's transformation wasn't instant, but it was inevitable once she committed to the process. She didn't just heal, she evolved. She became the alchemist of her own lineage, breaking chains not just for herself, but for generations forward. This system didn't just change my life, It gave me a life I never knew was possible.
Maya.
Your story can be next. The pain you're carrying is not your identity, it's a doorway. The P.A.N.A.C.E.A system is the key. Are you ready to unlock it? Let's explore how each step unlocks a deeper layer of truth and transformation for you. 1. P. Presenting problem. Name it to tame it. The first acronym, P, of P.A.N.A.C.E.A stands for presenting problem, and it addresses a person, problem, pattern, perceived void, or any other life challenge you may be facing. Often, what we identify as our present struggle is just the surface symptom of a much deeper root, one that may be inherited through family dynamics, emotional conditioning, or even our genetic code. We all understand that many of our beliefs stem from psychological and subconscious programming. What we often overlook is how deeply genetic and epigenetic patterns can shape our internal world. Once we bring these unconscious programs to light, we can begin to uproot and transform them. In this step, you'll explore family attachment patterns, particularly those shaped by early mother-child dynamics, through the lens of the internal family system, IFS. Understanding these internal relationships can reveal how certain parts of you developed to protect or compensate for unmet needs. Core issue therapy, a powerful method for identifying and resolving the root of emotional distress rather than treating symptoms. Transgenerational healing, which uncovers how pain, behavior, and emotional patterns can be inherited and unconsciously repeated. By becoming aware of these layers, you can begin to disrupt destructive cycles and open the path toward healing. Warm-up prompt. Write out your deepest truth or fear, raw and unedited. Then ask, is this rooted in a childhood wound or unmet need? Are you living in a repeated pattern from your parents or early caregivers? Where is your resistance, the fear or the solution? 2. Adaptive response. Awareness without judgment. Once we recognize our pain, the next step is to acknowledge how we've coped, even if those adaptations no longer serve us. Ask yourself, if nothing changed, how would your life look 5 years from now? Can you accept your past adaptations as part of your survival, without shame? What's the next loving step you can take for your highest good? This is where growth begins, not in self-blame, but in self-compassionate awareness. 3. And neutralize emotional scars. Reframe the pain. Pain becomes power when we transmute it into purpose. This step challenges you to reframe your wounds. How is this challenge a teacher? What became possible because of it? What belief or identity are you ready to release? Every scar tells a story, but it doesn't have to dictate your future. Neutralizing emotional scars allows you to create space for new possibility. 4. Accountability yields empowerment. You may not control your genetics or upbringing, but you can choose how you respond. Empowerment begins when you decide to reclaim your narrative.
Ask,
are you willing to release codependency or generational cycles? Can you stretch your vision and embody the version of yourself who is already healed? What aligned action can you take today? This isn't about perfection. It's about progress with purpose. 5. C. Compassion and empathy heal relationships. Relationships often mirror our internal world. Healing them starts by applying LOV. Listen without fixing. Observe emotions without shutting them down. Validate your pain without minimizing it. Empathize from a place of shared humanity.
Ask,
where do you crave love or acknowledgement? Can you now offer it to yourself? Self-compassion becomes the soil in which trust, forgiveness, and deeper connection grow. 6. E. Evaluate growth and gain gratitude. Reflection brings clarity. As you pause to look back, consider, how has this experience shaped you for the better? What old beliefs or expectations can you now release? What unexpected gifts or strengths emerged? Gratitude is more than a feel-good emotion. It's a frequency shift that opens the door to new possibilities. 7. Alchemical transformation. Embody your evolution. This is where insight becomes integration.
Ask,
are you ready to use your experience to support others, amplify your calling, or evolve into your next chapter? What new opportunities are emerging? You become an expert in the very thing you overcome. This is the moment your pain turns into your purpose. Sparkle's final reflection. Anchor your transformation. Take a breath. Ask yourself, what did I gain most from this journey? Let the insight rise, without judgment. Let it land in your body, your heart, your future. The P.A.N.A.C.E.A system is more than a process. It's a pathway to liberation. Each step is an invitation to go deeper, to get honest, and to heal not just for yourself, but for those whose lives you touch. Because when you transform, you don't just break cycles, you create new blueprints. Your healing is the medicine the world needs. If you'd like to download the workbook or subscribe for a free copy, visit HolisticSchool.Online or click the link provided.